lovely Rose Garden. I'm Avalon.
And I'm Ray.
And we are here to kill this thing. We only have 3 episodes left. Both of the chapters remaining are very short. Let's go!
And the extras, and that's it. We're so close.
We're so close.
We see the finish line.
And then once we're done...
Crawling toward it.
Grasping. My claws digging into the earth as I pull myself out of the grave that is SJM's writing.
Yeah.
And if you would like to hear more dramatic voice acting from us, after this, we're going to be recording Cinderella Boy. The first episode will be public, and that'll cover episodes 1 through 4 of the webcomic. And then we will release arcs afterwards privately for supporters. So if you want to continue hearing the Cinderella Boy as we earnestly do our best to actually voice act,
absolute hardest,
you can do that by becoming a supporter on Ko-fi, Patreon, or right here on YouTube by becoming a member of the channel. I hope you guys enjoy that. It's our little treat, our little reward for reading this book, which we are almost done with. Let's go!
We have to sink into the comforting embrace of hyperfixation in order to cope.
For real. Like, I am so pumped to cosplay Cinderella Boy and possibly post cosplay skits to your channel again. I had a lot of fun when we did My Hero Academia. So if you want to see us cosplay, you should subscribe to Ray's channel. The videos are a little bit old now, but hopefully we'll be getting some more up at some point.
Yeah.
Most certainly we'll probably record some stuff at the next convention that we go to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Look forward to that. Lots of good things coming, but first, a horrible bad thing. Let's go. Chapter 54 of 55. We're so close. Several hours later, Kale stared at the door to her dining room. He didn't entirely know what he was doing back here, but he'd looked for Dorian in his rooms, and he hadn't been there, and he needed to tell him that things weren't as they seemed when he walked in on them earlier. He glanced at his hands. The healthy communication!
He needs to communicate well with his husband, you know.
Oh, we've ranked up. That's husband now.
That's husband now.
That's husband now. They got married off screen. The king had barely said anything to him over the past week, and Kane's name hadn't been mentioned in any of their meetings. Not that it would be, as Kane was little more than a pawn in a game to amuse the king, and certainly not a member of the royal guard. Exactly. Fuck Kane. He's just some guy.
Yeah.
You're captain of the guard. You have family connections. But he was still dead. Kane's eyes would open no more because of him. He would not draw breath because of him. His heart had stopped beating because of him. I'm getting bored because of him.
I'm just over here like it. I refuse to believe he's never killed a guy before.
Not in this regime. Like, if the king was like a well-loved, very peaceful man who prided himself on diplomatic relations that did not end in bloodshed, maybe I'd buy it then.
But absolutely no. Kale, you have 100% killed a guy before. I refuse to believe that this is your first time.
Like, just the way that the King of Aderlin is written, you would assume that Kale literally had to kill a guy to become captain of the guard. Like, I don't think he would have let you otherwise. I think he would have just brought out a prisoner to be executed just to make sure that you would kill on command.
Yeah.
Because that is what you are there to do.
Yeah.
You are there to eliminate threats. And if there is any hesitation in killing said threat, you are not fit for this role. Anyway, we've harped on that enough.
Yeah. It'll still never stop being stupid, though.
Kale's hand drifted to where his sword should have been. He'd thrown it in the corner of his room as soon as he'd returned from the duel last week. No! That is your weapon! That is an extension of your arm! That is a...
So you're just wandering about...
Unarmed?
Captain of the Royal Guard, completely unarmed.
Unarmed?
In this castle where, as far as he knows, the person just killing people hasn't been caught yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, he doesn't know that Kane was the murderer.
Because fucking Selena hasn't mentioned it yet.
Is that ever going to be brought up in the, 9 pages we have left to go? I doubt it. Mercifully, someone had cleaned the blood from it. Perhaps the guards who had taken Kael to his chambers and given him a strong drink. They'd sat in silence until some semblance of reality returned.
He sat around knocking back brewskis as Kael cried into his pillow.
And then left without a word, not waiting for Kael to thank them. Kael ran a hand through his short hair and opened the dining room door. Phoebe was picking at her dinner, slouched in her seat. Her brows rose. 2 visits in 1 day, she said, setting down her fork. To what do I owe this pleasure? He frowned.
God.
Where's Dorian? Why would Dorian be here?
Where's my husband?
I thought he usually came here at this hour. Well, don't expect to find him here after today. He approached, stopping at the edge of the table. Why? And see, if anyone had a brain cell and remembered that the murder mystery plot hasn't technically been solved yet, this would sound suspicious as fuck.
Yeah.
This sounds like she murdered him.
This is once again I think SJM just forgot about the murder mystery plot going on. That everyone is kind of on guard over the rash of random killings.
Very brutal, violent killing.
Brutal bar fights.
Yeah, these bar fights are getting out of hand, guys. She popped a piece of bread into her mouth. Because I ended it. You did what? Again, it sounds like she killed him.
I fucking murdered him.
I'm the king's champion. Surely you realize how inappropriate it would be for me to have a relationship with a prince.
Also, did he ever know that they were involved?
I think he suspected it. I don't think he ever knew for sure.
I feel like we're missing a chapter.
I feel like you know, a few.
Which, is great for us, but bad for this book, because...
Kind of insane considering how long we've been waiting for something to happen for us to be like, wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, when?
It all happened off screen somewhere. That's really the greatest frustration of this book, is that all the exciting shit happens off screen.
Yeah. But my god, I would not want it to be any longer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Her blue eyes glittered, and he wondered at the slight emphasis she put on prince, and
on the wrong syllable.
And why it made his heart skip a beat. Kael fought his own smile. I was wondering when you'd come to your senses. Did she fret as he did? Did she constantly think about her blood-covered hands? But for all her swaggering, for all her gloating and parading about with hands on her hips, there was still something soft in her face. It gave him hope. Hope that he had not lost his soul in the act of killing. Hope that humanity could still be found and honor could be regained. She had come out of Endovier and could still laugh. Okay. You know what? I'll give it this much. Let's say, by some fucking oversight, this is the first time he has ever killed somebody. He didn't kill an innocent person, right? It's not like an Elway rebel appeared and tried to, stab the king, and Kael had to act, and now he's conflicted because he knows that the king isn't a good guy, and he personally maybe sympathizes with the rebels and understands their anger, but he had to do what he had to do, and he's very conflicted morally about this action. Cain was a fucking bastard. Cain was coming at Phoebe while she was prone. The prince was right there, and he drew a knife on her, and presumably on Dorian.
Yeah.
Like,
that's your husband. You saved his life.
He could not have had more justification to kill Cain than if Cain had just outright said, I'm going to kill the prince now. Like,
yeah. This
is such a... And, I understand that in real life, the act of killing a person could cause severe trauma, even if it was justified, even if it was in self-defense. It is still a very traumatizing thing to experience. But this is what I hate about how Sarah J. Maas writes trauma. Yeah. Because now this is going to be the one defining thing in Kael's mind for the foreseeable future. And that's not necessarily how trauma works.
Yeah.
Trauma is a very complex thing that affects people in very different ways, and people go through processing it at different speeds. They reach different stages at different times. They can sometimes backslide. Like, but this is the same way that she writes trauma, from what I recall, in A Court of Thorns and Roses, when Feyre is traumatized in the second book or whatever. Like, it's the same thing where they just like, oh, I just can't stop thinking about, oh, this horrible thing. And it's like, there's more than one way to experience trauma. This way in particular for Kael is pretty boring. Because, if anything, you would think that the way he's been talking about Phoebe and her killing and whatnot, like, there could be something to explore there. There could be a discussion in their difference of ethos about killing, where he's like, it doesn't matter if the person is a bad person, all killing is wrong, which, again, would not make sense with him being captain of the guard, but we're going to let that go for now. And her being like, killing is just something you have to do sometimes.
Also, like...
And now he's like, I had to do this. I'm kind of now understanding your point and humanizing you. But he's already humanized her.
Yeah.
He's already been, like, her buddy.
Yeah, and, like, okay, maybe this is just me, like, reading too much into Kael's admittedly thin characterization. I look at him and I'm all like, that's a guy who would compartmentalize this for, like, ever and never, like, you know, study it or look too deeply into it until it, like, breaks him down from the inside. The fact that he's just all, like, in pieces right now, I'm just all like, this doesn't, like, track with how I see how this character acts.
Yeah, he's very... Because up to this point, he's been very blunt. He's been very duty-oriented. If this was D&D, he would 100% be a paladin.
Yeah, like, his emotions don't matter. No one's emotions matter in the course of it. It's all about, like, the line, what you're supposed to do, the line of duty, all this stuff. So I'm just over here like, this motherfucker would literally just be all like... No, we don't have time to unpack all that.
If anything, he should be struggling with, I acted in that moment more out of passion and emotion than I did out of duty.
Yeah.
But he still had a duty to protect the prince.
Yeah. So I'm just all like, no, listen. I go up to Sarah J. Maas. I know more than you.
It feels that way, doesn't it?
Like, this guy 100% would, like, compartmentalize this, and, like, 3 books down the line has a mental breakdown about it.
And the fact that it's been days.
Yeah.
It has canonically been
instead of, like,
several
throwing
days.
his sword off into the corner of his room and staying inside to pout. I'm just all like, this doesn't...
It's such a non-Kael thing to do. Like, I could imagine him maybe thoroughly cleaning that blade. Yeah. Like, overly cleaning it.
Yeah, like, someone else cleaned it for him, apparently. And I'm just all like, that doesn't sound like my boy.
Look how they've massacred my boy.
Look how they've massacred my boy in this book that does nothing but massacre even the slightest amount of characterization it deigns to give its characters.
Yeah, because in these last, in this last handful of chapters, none of these people are acting the way that they've been acting for the rest of the book. And it's not in they've grown and changed over the course of the plot way, but in these are just new people.
Yeah.
We've just decided, okay, well, we're done with that, and now they're gonna act like this. Dorian's gonna be totally fine with Phoebe dumping him and be really emotionally mature about it, and Kael's gonna be all torn up about killing this brutal, like,
This murderer.
sadistic killer.
Yeah.
And even if he doesn't know that he's a killer, clearly he was delighting in torturing somebody.
Yeah.
Like, this is clearly not a stable person.
I'm just like,
And
yeah, okay,
and
whatever.
Phoebe's gonna now be all like, oh, I care about how others feel. Like, shut the fuck up.
I care about how others feel, and
I'm not impulsive, and I'm not just gonna jump into dating the prince because it's what I want.
yeah.
Like I've been doing the whole book.
It's all like, if you knew this from the start, either you were going to go back to prison or you were going to be the king's champion. Why did you enter into this relationship to begin with if you're all like, oh, well, now I see that I'm going to be free, so I don't... I'm just like...
Nothing changed about your circumstance. Anyway, we're so close to being done with this book. Let's just go.
Okay.
She twirled her hair around a finger. She was still wearing that absurdly short nightgown, which slid up her thighs as she propped her feet on the edge of the table. She's doing what in that nightgown?
He's getting a whole eyeful.
He focused on her face. Yeah, you'd have to.
Don't look a little bit down.
Would you like to join me? She asked, gesturing with one hand to the table. It's a shame for me to celebrate alone. He looked at her, at that half grin on her face. Whatever had happened with Cain, whatever had happened at the duel, that would haunt him. But right now... He pulled out the chair in front of him and sat down. She filled a goblet with wine and handed it to him. "To 4 years until freedom," she said, lifting her glass. He raised his in salute. "To you, Phoebe." Their eyes met, and Kael didn't hide his smile as she grinned at him. Perhaps 4 years with her might not be enough. So just moving right along.
We're moving right along into building this next relationship that won't last.
Yeah, because, oh, you're a prince. He's captain of the guard. He's not going anywhere either.
And, like, okay, I know that I had that rant about, like, oh, like, it's really annoying when they bring in the final love interest at the 11th hour or whatever. Like, if I was a fan of this book and I didn't have all of my problems with it that I had, I would understand, like, her breaking it off to be with the prince, to be with Kael. But I'm just like, the fact that we know he's also not endgame, even though he's far and away like the one that has the most chemistry in massive sarcasm quotes with her thus far, because like they've had, out of all of the characters that she's interacted with, the most page time together.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that I know that he is also not endgame just makes this even more tedious.
Yeah.
It's all like, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Nothing in this chapter has mattered so far.
Speaking of tedious, POV switch, Tildy.
Yeah.
Phoebe stood in the tomb, and she knew she was dreaming. She often visited the tomb in her dreams, to slay the knick-knack paddywhack again, to be trapped inside Elena's sarcophagus, to face a featureless young woman with golden hair and a crown far too heavy for her to bear. But tonight it was just her and Elena, and the tomb was filled with moonlight, not a sign to be seen of the knick-knack paddywhack's corpse. So once again, she's having bad dreams. That eye of Elena is fucking useless. "How are you recovering?" the queen asked.
Is it a bad dream, though?
Well, she's been having bad
yeah.
dreams.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's like, I'm just so like, God. I want to leave.
This thing does nothing.
Yeah. What does this pendant do?
Nothing.
Is it just a sign?
No matter what it was stated to do, it has done nothing to affect the plot in any way.
Yeah.
"How are you recovering?" the queen asked, leaning against the side of her own sarcophagus. Badass.
Bad bitch energy.
We'll give you that one.
Okay,
Phoebe
that's
stayed
still
in
working.
Phoebe stayed in the doorway. The queen's armor was gone, replaced by her usual flowing gown. None of the fierceness twisted her features, either. "Fine," Phoebe said, but glanced down at herself. In this dream world, her injuries were gone. "I didn't know you were a warrior," she said, jerking her chin toward the stand where Damaris stood. "There are many things history has forgotten about me." Elena's blue eyes glowed with sorrow and anger. I fought on the battlefields during the demon wars against Erewhon, at Gavin's side. That's how we fell in love. But your legends portray me as a damsel who waited in a tower with a magic necklace that would help the heroic prince. Phoebe touched the amulet. I'm sorry. You could be different, Elena said quietly. You could be great. Greater than me, than any of us. Oh, it's just a dream about how special Phoebe is. Phoebe opened her mouth, but no words came out. Elena took a step toward her.
Merciful.
You could rattle the stars, she whispered. You could do anything if you only dared, and deep down you know it too. That's what scares you most. Oh,
Would it really scare her?
You're afraid of success because you're too powerful. I'm so tired of this.
You're the specialist guy in the land. That must be scary.
He walked to Phoebe, and it was all the assassin could do to keep from backing out of the tomb and running away. The queen's blazing glacier blue eyes were as ethereal as her lovely face. You found
blazing glacier blue eyes. Okay.
It's a tempting juxtaposition. I'm not sure it's succeeding. I'm fairly certain it's not.
It's not. It's really not.
You found and defeated the evil Cain was bringing into the world, and now you're the king's champion. You did as I asked. I did it for my freedom, Phoebe said. Yes, we get it.
Yes, we understand.
Elena gave her a knowing smile that made her want to scream, but Phoebe kept her face blank. So you say, but when you called for help, when the amulet snapped and you let your need be felt, you knew someone would answer. You knew I would answer. Fucking did she? I don't remember her thinking about you at all.
Yeah.
Even when she was seeing, like, demons and shit.
She's like, what?
She was not even remotely being like, I wish Elena would come. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh, I'm seeing spirits. Will Elena help me? Like, none of that.
This feels like Elena is just talking directly to the audience, and it's all like, this is the setup. This is the what's the word? I'm telling you.
Exposition.
Yes, this is the exposition that you must pay attention to.
Yeah, she's not
talking to Phoebe.
Yeah, yep, pretty much exactly that.
She's just informing the audience, the readers, that, like, by the way, she's the chosen one, just in case we weren't absolutely clear so far. She's the chosen one, guys.
She has hidden potential.
She's the specialist guy in the land.
She might even have special powers.
Yeah.
Why? Phoebe dared ask. Why answer? Why do I need to be the king's champion?
Elena lifted her face toward the moonlight streaming into the tomb. Because there are people who need you to save them as much as you yourself need to be saved, she said. Deny it all you want, but there are people, your friends, who need you here. Your friend Nehemia needs you here. Because I was sleeping, a long, endless sleep, and I was awoken by a voice. And the voice didn't belong to one person, but to many. Some whispering, some screaming, some not even aware that they were crying out, but they all want the same thing. So many cliches in this one. She touched the center of Phoebe's forehead. Heat flared, and a blue light flashed across Elena's face as Phoebe's mark burned and then faded. And when you are ready, when you start to hear them crying out as well, then you will know why I came to you, and why I have stood by you, and will continue to watch over you no matter how many times you shove me away.
Has that really...
Okay, so she has a guardian angel now. I guess, is Elena the fairy godmother?
How many times you shoved me away?
Well, I mean, she has been nothing but a bitch to Elena. Like,
yeah, but
every single time they interact.
But at the same time, she hasn't really shoved her away. She's just been all like, well, I'm still going to do my own thing.
I consider that at least mild shoving.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Phoebe's eyes stung, and she took a step backward toward the hall. Elena smiled sadly. Until that day comes, you're exactly where you need to be. From the king's side, you'll be able to see what needs to be done. But for now, enjoy the accomplishment. Phoebe felt ill at the thought of what else might be asked of her, but she nodded. Fine, she breathed, making to leave, but paused in the hall. She looked over her shoulder to where the queen still stood, watching her with those sad eyes. Thank you for saving my life. Elena bowed her head. Blood ties can't be broken, she whispered, and then vanished, her words echoing in the silent tomb.
Like, I don't know if she's even the fairy godmother at this point, though, because I'm pretty sure that the whole Cinderella, like...
Oh yeah, that all went out the window a long time ago.
Yeah, it just kind of has disintegrated at this point.
But if we were gonna peg a character as fairy godmother-esque, it'd probably be her.
Yeah, I guess.
She's like a spirit, you know.
Ooh.
Anyway, that's the end of the chapter. What have we gained? Fucking nothing.
And as a matter of fact, I feel like I've lost some things.
A piece of my sanity,
A
perhaps?
piece of my sanity, all
a
of
little bit of my
chaos,
soul.
characterization. The last character that had some consistent characterization just lost it.
Yeah, but we've only got one chapter and then the extras left, so at least we have that.
At least we have that.
Join us next time when we finally finish the, I guess, like, official canon, and then there's, like, some extra bits for some kind of special release. But the story as it was penned ends in the next episode. We'll see you then and keep growing until next time, Rose Garden.
Bye-bye.